this episode, we're doing a single day mission starting in Dundonnel and finishing in Poolewe. It's one of the most beautiful rides I've ever done, and you're rewarded throughout with some incredible single track.
3, 2, 1, drop it!
My name is Scotty Laughland and this is Scotty's Scotland Showcase. This season we're going on some big adventures, exploring parts of Scotland I didn't know existed and discovering some amazing single track.
This was a ride that we'd been wanting to do all summer, and all of a sudden there was this unexpected weather gap where it showed that there was clear skies for the majority of the day, but a storm was to roll in at 6 p.m. Our plan was to get there for first light, leave the van and beat that storm that was due to come in at 6 p.m. so we could be safely off the mountain and dry and warm. The key to making this ride successful was that you needed two vehicles, one to be at the finishing point in Poolewe and the other to drive around to Dundonnel, our starting point. Leaving Dundonnel, it was rolling road, it was really easy going, you turned off onto double track, it was just beautiful, the surrounding that you were riding through. The more you climbed, the bigger the mountains got. It was really rewarding because you got your elevation quick and you got to the first summit of the day and it was just this endless array of views. It was beautiful. This was a ride that I'd really wanted to do for a long time, and from the get-go it was delivering and was something really special. The first descent that we got to was on Land Rover track. It was really fun. You were just bombing down fast between the two different sides. It felt really good just riding through that landscape and enjoying the views and the places that your bike can take you to. It was just truly amazing, and this was one of those special ones.
Ho-ho! It is loose. The views on this just keep getting better and better. Absolutely incredible. What an amazing place to ride your bike. I love where they take you. Complete wilderness. Oh man, that was a really fun descent.
We finished off down next to a river. There was Highland cows all around us and there was just no one there. It was completely peaceful and just epically beautiful. We carried on riding along the edge of the river. It was undulating and there were some technical sections. We reached Shimano XT. This was a point of interest on the trip and we went for a little look around.
Welcome to Shimano XT. Let's take a quick tour. Someone's had a fire inside. There's a fire pit right there, by the way, not actually just lit the bothy on fire, and it just smells so good. It's got that really nice smell of just burning wood. Come on in. This right here is the living area. You've got a table there, a bunch of chairs, amazing view out that window, and a whole pile of people have just written on the wall. The kitchen and all the utensils you could ever need. If you want a pizza delivery, call Franco's. From the kitchen, we can walk straight into the bedroom. And upstairs, we have got the master bedroom. What a space. Blackout blinds and everything.
Do you like to use the facilities?
Quite alright for the tick hook shelf. I don't need any skin so soft. Midges, midges, midges. Recommend sleeping in the bothy or will be swarmed. Great close up of a deer too. Greg and Dan. That was just yesterday.
Leaving Shenavale Bothy, we've been advised on 2 routes, but ignorance got the better of us and we decided to go for the more direct route.
The wind has completely dropped and the midges are out. Absolutely lethal. Gotta keep moving!
The more direct one unfortunately featured a river crossing.
Fresh but refreshing.
And then the bog was even worse than we'd expected. It was so deep in places and we spent so much time just looking for the ideal place to cross. We were looking to try and keep our feet dry. It didn't work out at all. And by the time we actually finished it, shoes were soaked through. We'd been in sections that were up to knee pad height. We met the main path again, and from here it was a bit faster rolling. You're along the edge of the river, there were some nice technical sections. We were already behind time, and we'd lost even more time by going what we had thought was going to be the shortcut. You could see the next section of trail, which was going to be our main hike-a-bike and our final ascent of the day.
Pretty much at the top of our final main ascent, and it's just an amazing opportunity to look back, see where we've come from, appreciate the landscapes, and it is just so wild. Like, there is absolutely no civilization. You can barely even see the path that we've come up, and looking ahead, all I can see is mountains. Just truly incredible and something special.
We got to the top, there is a nice gentle plateau. It was absolutely beautiful. We were truly in the wilderness. There was no one else to be seen.
We've reached the highest point on our ride, climbed almost 1,000 meters since we started off this morning. Just came around the edge of that lock right there, and ahead of me is a descent. All I can see is layers upon layers of rock, these huge faces. It looks absolutely incredible. I've never ridden this route before, and I'm excited to see what is ahead, because I know that we end up at the infamous causeway. Here we go. Excited for this. Can't wait to see what's around the corner.
So dropping in off the summit, it was just unbelievable. The single track was so much fun. There was technical sections.
Oh, look at that single track.
Just as you reached the end of this piece of single track, the whole mountain range just opened up, and below you, you had the causeway that I'd always wanted to ride. You had two big beautiful locks and just this endless view. It was simply stunning. In fact, I could go as far to say it was one of the most beautiful pieces of single track that I have ever ridden. From this point, it was single track all the way down to the causeway, and it was so much fun. It was about 4 p.m. and I could see the weather front was slightly building and coming in towards us. By the time I got down to the causeway, that weather front I'd seen had blown in early and it was well and truly with us.
And here we are, the infamous causeway. I've always wanted to ride this, always wanted to do this loop. That is a tick on the bucket list. I mean, just look at where we are. Absolutely incredible.
We crossed the causeway and from there we still had an hour and a bit of ride time left to get back to Poolewe. This section of single track was undulating, it had so many fun little features, but we just carried on bashing through it. The weather had blown in, fatigue had set in, and whenever we stopped the midgies were absolutely ravenous.
The rain has really started coming down, started to close off the mountains. I think we definitely made the most of the day when we could. But it's still so special. Like, we've not bumped into anyone. It's absolutely silent, and all you can hear is your bike, the rivers, the wind. Is just incredible. It's truly something special. And the midgies are brutal, man. Oh, the midgies are so bad. That is the only downside now. I'm barely even opening my eyes, they're that bad. This is insane.
We'd underestimated the time it would take to get back to Poolewe, arriving almost 2 hours later, wet through and hungry. This was one of those rides where it pays off to be prepared with extra layers and waterproofs. You never know what can happen in the mountains, and I was glad to be out of there safely and be back in civilization. Doing routes like this requires knowledge, experience and preparation. Always carry spares, tools, plenty of food, extra clothing, and I'd recommend bringing a satellite communication device so you can get help if required. Here we had no signal from start to finish. Thanks for watching this episode of Scotty's Scotland Showcase. If you do want to do this ride for yourself, you can find a link to it in the description. In the next episode, we'll be tackling a 3-day epic, starting in Mallock and finishing in Shield Bridge, riding through some of the most remote, wild and inaccessible parts of Scotland.